clashes in the Central African Republic. More than 100 others are injured and thousands more displaced. This according to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR. Last year, armed groups signed a deal with the transitional authorities to lay down their arms and enter in a process of disarmament, demobilization and reintegration and repatriation. Elections are scheduled for the 18th of October. The spokesperson of the UNHCR, Dobbs, spoke to us earlier via Skype from Geneva in Switzerland, and he confirmed reports of the latest killings and a jailbreak earlier today of more than 500 inmates from a prison in the capital, Bangui.
That's the information we have, is that 36 people have been killed in the violence which erupted on Saturday after the killing of a Muslim motor taxi driver. And the violence spread and it's led to the fatalities, but we don't know if there have been any more fatalities because the situation is very fluid and very insecure. And I spoke to one of my colleagues just a few minutes ago who said that there was heavy gunfire in Bangui today.
Are there any more reported cases of the injured and people needing help?
Well, there were reports of more than 100 injuries being taken to hospital. But the problem is, as I say again, it's very difficult to find information in this current chaotic situation. But we do know that it's difficult for organizations such as MSF to get access to hospitals to help the people who have been injured and who need help.
Organizations like MSF came out earlier to say that they're experiencing problems in accessing the injured and the displaced. What are the experiences that the UNHCR are having? What are the problems that we are having on the ground?
Well, I should say for a start that this is a great setback to national reconciliation in the country. But our main concern at the moment is the situation for the people who fled their homes because of the fighting. More than 27,400 have fled from their home areas and sought shelter in places like Mapoko at the airport, where 10,000 people have gone, and to numerous other sites where they hope to find shelter and safety.
And what are the problems that aid agencies are having at that particular refugee camp where they are camped at the moment, near the airport?
Well, it's not a refugee camp, it's a camp for the internally displaced. But the problems are that there are an urgent need for shelter, urgent need for healthcare, food, and it's very difficult to provide this because there are barricades in the roads, there's fighting going on. The UN peacekeepers, the international peacekeepers are very stretched. And so it's just getting to these sites. At the moment, it's very difficult, almost impossible for us to help. And that's why we're asking on all sides to provide humanitarian access.
Any information you can share with us on the reported escape from a maximum prison in the capital Bangui of close to 500 inmates?
Well, I think it has been confirmed that 500 is the figure. People have escaped from this prison. And the concern is that they will become involved in the violence and that the situation will escalate. We've heard reports of gatherings of armed men in towns, in other towns in the country, and this is a very worrying development. It's very worrying that the whole situation could escalate, and this is barely a month before the country is due to hold elections, very important elections on its future.
Those are due on the 28th of October.
The priority now must be to end the fighting, and then there can be decisions about the election. The president of the Central African Republic has been at the UN General Assembly in New York, but cut short her visit and is on her way back. So we hope for peace to return and for the conciliation process to continue.
At what level is the UNHCR negotiating with the government at the moment to try and intervene in this stalemate, in this problem?
Well, we're not trying to intervene or anything. We have regular contacts in the government, and we work closely with the international peacekeeping force, and we are urging, as I said, access to the areas where the displaced are, who need our help. And a lot of our staff, most of our staff, are staying at home because the situation is too dangerous. So everyone hopes that there will be a breakthrough soon.
Dobbs is a spokesperson for the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, the UNHCR.